100 Civics questions. Quick and easy answer to pass the US Citizenship Test 2025, Part 4. Most people fail question number 10. Can you get it right? Stay tuned. The library remains as peaceful as ever. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, casting soft shadows over the bookshelves. Mark and Anne have settled into their usual spot, a quiet corner near the history section. Mark flips through his notes with ease, feeling more confident after each session. Anne smiles, noticing how far he's come.
All right, Mark, we've covered 45 questions so far. You're making great progress. Ready to tackle the next set?
Definitely. I'm starting to feel like I actually know this stuff.
That's the goal. As always, I'll ask a question, give you 3 choices, and you pick the right one. Then I'll explain why it's correct. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Question 46. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? A. To pay taxes. B. To vote in a federal election. C. To obey traffic laws.
I'll go with B. To vote in a federal election.
Correct. While all legal residents must follow U.S. laws and pay taxes, only U.S. citizens have the right and responsibility to vote in federal elections. Voting allows citizens to choose their leaders and influence government decisions. Question 47. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? A. J.D. Vance. B. Kamala Harris. C. Nancy Pelosi.
I'll go with A. J.D. Vance.
That's right. J.D. Vance is currently the Vice President of the United States. The Vice President's main role is to assist the President and take over if the President can no longer serve. The VP also serves as the President of the Senate and can cast a tie-breaking vote. Question 48. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? A. Freed the slaves. B. Wrote the Constitution. C. Signed the Declaration of Independence.
I'll go with A. Freed the slaves.
Exactly. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, declaring that enslaved people in Confederate states were free. He also led the country through the Civil War and preserved the Union. Question 49. What is freedom of religion? A. You must follow the same religion as the government. B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. C. You can only practice Christianity.
I'll go with B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion.
Correct. Freedom of religion, protected by the First Amendment, means the government cannot force anyone to follow a specific religion or punish people for their beliefs. Everyone is free to worship or not worship as they choose. Question 50. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? A. Became the first black president. B. Fought for civil rights. C. Discovered America.
I'll go with B. Fought for civil rights.
That's right. Martin Luther King Jr. was a key leader in the civil rights movement. He advocated for racial equality through nonviolent protests and is best known for his "I Have a Dream" speech. His work helped lead to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Question 51. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? A. Communism. B. The Great Depression. C. Immigration.
I'll go with A. Communism.
Correct. The Cold War, 1947 to 1991, was a period of tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. The U.S. feared the spread of communism, leading to conflicts like the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Question 52. Name your U.S. representative. A. Answer depends on where you live. B. George Washington. C. Benjamin Franklin.
I'll go with A. Answer depends on where you live.
Right. Each state is divided into congressional districts, and each district elects one representative to the House of Representatives. You can find out who represents your district by checking your state's government website. Question 53. Who was the first president? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. George Washington. C. Abraham Lincoln.
I'll go with B. George Washington.
Correct. George Washington was the first president of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. He set many precedents, including the tradition of serving only 2 terms. Question 54. Name one state that borders Canada. A. New York. B. California. C. Texas.
I'll go with A. New York.
That's right. New York is one of 13 U.S. states that share a border with Canada. Other states include Alaska, Washington, and Michigan. The U.S.-Canada border is the longest international land border in the world. Question 55. What is the capital of your state? A. Answer depends on where you live. B. Chicago. C. Miami.
I'll go with A. Answer depends on where you live.
Correct. Each state has its own capital, which is usually where the state government is located. You can find your state capital by checking a map or looking online. Question 56. How many amendments does the Constitution have? A. 10. B. 27. C. 50.
I'll go with B. 27.
Exactly. The U.S. Constitution has 27 amendments. The first 10 are known as the Bill of Rights, which protect freedoms like speech, religion, and the right to a fair trial. Question 57. What did Susan B. Anthony do? A. Fought for women's rights. B. Wrote the Declaration of Independence. C. Discovered America.
I'll go with A. Fought for women's rights.
Correct. Susan B. Anthony was a leader in the women's suffrage movement. She worked tirelessly for the right to vote, which was finally granted to women in 1920 with the 19th Amendment. Question 58. When do we celebrate Independence Day? A. December 25th. B. July 4th. C. January 1st.
I'll go with B. July 4th.
That's right. July 4th, also known as Independence Day, marks the adoption of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. It's celebrated with fireworks, parades, and patriotic events. Question 59. Name one U.S. territory. A. Puerto Rico. B. Hawaii. C. Alaska.
I'll go with A. Puerto Rico.
Correct. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, meaning it is under U.S. control but is not a state. Other territories include Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and American Samoa. Question 60. Who is the father of our country? A. Benjamin Franklin. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. George Washington.
I'll go with C. George Washington.
Exactly. Washington is known as the father of our country because he led the American Revolution and became the first president of the United States. That's 60 questions down. You're doing amazing, Mark.
Thanks, Anne. I feel like I could take the test right now.
Anne smiles, closing the study book. The library remains a quiet refuge of learning and progress. They both know they'll be back soon to tackle the next set of questions.